and welcome back to Artmadillo. Today, since you can see, it is kind of rainy / snowy outside, and I've been singing the praises of Jack Frost. Thank you so much for bringing the snow. I've just really loved it, so I decided to draw Jack Frost because, duh, he made Snow Day, and snow days are awesome, and he's super awesome, and my dog loves you. So thank you. I'm going to draw you. Woo! The materials that I'll be using in this drawing are my big eraser, my little eraser, Sharpie, mechanical pencil, sky blue pencil, dark brown, peach, brown, black, and dark blue. So to start off first, I'm going to draw where I want his head to be and his shoulders and just a basic upper body of where he is. He is going to be sitting on a fence. And he's going to have a staff in one hand, and he's going to be holding a snowflake type thing in the other hand. And here I'm drawing his staff, which is a lot longer than you would expect it to be. And I put his other hand with the palm face up and that snowflake thing just there so I know where it is. And then I'm adding in just a little bit more details to where the staff is and how it looks exactly and just the different parts of the staff. And now I'm just adding in like his hoodie, and I'm gonna add in his legs and how he's going to be sitting on the fence. And now I'm putting in the legs, and one of the knees are facing toward you so that you can see it a little better. And then I just added in the foot on both legs and those strap things around his legs. And then I added in a few snowflakes because on that side there's going to be snowflakes from his awesome powers. And I have been drawing Jack Frost pretty much since the movie Rise of the Guardians came out, so I kind of already have the idea of how everything is. Sometimes I get messed up with his hair because it's kind of spiky and the spikes are kind of specific. So I did have a few guide papers that I used, but here I'm just getting the basic face and just the basic details where everything is going to go so that I can go back over it with Sharpie and have the idea of where everything is. And I'm just adding in different details for where the snowflake is now. And then after these details, I'm going to grab my Sharpie and just start outlining everything. And I started with this arm because I felt most comfortable starting with that and then going with everything else. And I kind of wanted to do the staff first just so that it was out of the way and I didn't have to worry about that anymore. And then I did his hoodie, and the pocket on his hoodie does come out like that. Does not mean it's fat, it just means he puts his hands in there and it's stretched out a lot. So now I'm just doing his ear, and I made it a little bigger than I had before in my original line drawing. And now I'm adding his eyes, made them a little bigger than I had before, which is nice. That's why I like to do things starting off with pencil so that I don't mess up with pen at first. I can go back over that. And now I'm just adding in his foot and just the different lines on his legs on those pants. And now I added in a few more spikes for his hair. Then I used a pencil as a ruler, and I just used that to get a pretty much straight line. And I started using it for this, but then I was like, nah, I don't need to use that anymore. I can just, just wing it by myself. I can figure it out. And my lines aren't that straight, but straight enough. It's just a fence. And so now I'm going to use my eraser, my big one, and I'm just going to erase everything that can be erased, except for up where the snowflakes were, because I'll add in those later. And I'll start with his pants, and I'll use my dark brown color and just color in all that. And I color right in over the lines and then get the black and color in those straps because they are darker. And then I'm going to go back over that because since it was kind of light, his pants are a little darker than that. And then I use the peach color for his face because yes, he is cold, but he does have color in his skin. So I added in some dark around his hair and some blue in his hair because I like blue highlights better, but they were a little dark, so I erased over the top so it was a little lighter. Then his shirt is a dark blue color, so I colored in that. and just colored in the wrinkles and stuff. And I used my little eraser to erase around the top part of it and over his arms, because that's where the cool frost design is on his jacket. But again, it was a little too dark, so even after I do this with the crazy lines, I'm gonna keep going over it, and I'm just making random jagged lines that kind of makes it look like he's got frost. It's not perfect. It would need an electric eraser for the perfect outline of the frost, but that's the best I can do with these colored pencils. And so now I'm going to use the dark brown for his staff, and they do, if you can see how I'm coloring those in, they are going a specific direction, and they get lighter around his hand because that's where the frost is going. And then I started doing the fence, and I make it darker between the different boards on the fence, so you can see that they are like boards and they're separate and not completely together. And then I just made it really light around where he was, so that it looked like he was giving some frost off of the where he was sitting, because he's super cool, no pun intended. And then I just made it darker on the other side because he wasn't sitting over on that side. It wasn't as, clear that way. And then I just kept doing that light color over the brown. And that's pretty much all I need to do with that. And then I got light blue, kind of went over it. And then I made this darker snow on the top. And then I used the my Sharpie to go back over it and made it snow. So now I'm doing the snowflake, and I just kind of did a cross pattern, and then kind of like spider web almost, and then little lines around it. And I colored that in with the sky blue. And then I started doing all these little circles, all different colors, because that's how I do snow. Other people may do different kinds of snow, but that's how I do snow. And I did it only on that side because he's putting his power on that side. And then with the snow, you want to color just on the bottom, that blue. You don't want to do it some other color because it makes it look better. It looks more like snow if you use blue on that. And then I used my blue again and just shaded in the whole thing so that it gave it a little bit of a background. And that is about it. The only thing that you need to remember is to have fun with it. Yeah.
I dedicate this video to Frostplay, also Jack Frost. Thank you so much for the snow that you sent us. We had 8 inches, and that's a lot for what I'm used to. We haven't had snow in a while. So thank you so much for that. Buster went out and saw your name. He appreciates you too. So thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and if you want me to draw anything for you, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I will get to it as soon as I can.
Yeah.